There's no doubt that Dolby Vision is certainly on a roll this year, and Panasonic have just announced that their new OLED TV will have Dolby Vision on board as well as Dolby Atmos. So I caught up with John Couling to find out more about the Panasonic TV and also what's happening with Dolby Vision in 2019.
We've been working with Panasonic on this set for a little while, and it contains both Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos, and we're really excited by that.
Now, it also has HDR 10+, so is there a space in the marketplace for two different variations of basically the same thing?
Well, I don't think we would consider them to be the same thing. We believe Dolby Vision is pretty unique, a complete end-to-end system that really does preserve the artist's creative intent all the way through to the consumer across a really wide range of content and devices, and we think we uniquely put that into the market.
Now, what have you done to develop this TV? What was your involvement in the process?
So we worked, there's a couple of Dolby technologies in there. So in terms of Dolby Atmos, and what's really unique about the GZ2000 is they have upward firing speakers actually in the television itself. And so we worked with Panasonic to help take the Dolby Atmos technology and make it work with that speaker configuration, which was a first for us and really exciting to do. In terms of Dolby Vision, what we do is we work with Panasonic to bring our technology together with their hardware and the technology they bring to produce the overall picture quality for Dolby Vision content and to make sure that really renders in the best way possible on the panel.
Now, there's quite a number of manufacturers now on board with Dolby Vision. You've got quite a bit of a momentum building up there.
Yeah, we're really happy with how the market's embraced Dolby Vision. Very large number of TV OEMs carry the technology, Blu-ray players, PCs, mobile phones. So we find it across a wide range of consumer electronics. And then in terms of content, obviously movies are a big part of what people enjoy. We have over 500 movies in Dolby Vision. But episodic television, we have over 500 hours. And then we have games on platforms like the PC that bring Dolby Vision as well. So it's wonderful to see that in so many different parts of the marketplace.
Now, you said it's an end-to-end system. Can you just explain that for people who maybe don't quite understand what you mean by that?
Yeah, so what we did is when we put the technology together, we realized that the whole industry really wanted to create better color, better dynamic range, brighter brights, darker blacks. But to do that wasn't just about a technology in a TV, or a technology in an encoder, or a technology in a Blu-ray disc, or a technology sitting in a colorist suite. You had to make all of those pieces talk to each other and work together so that when somebody visualizes a sports production or a movie and then sees that on the set or in the OB truck, that they know that all the way along that's now going to be produced in the same way in somebody's home or in somebody's pocket. And so the system has to link all those pieces together. And until you do that, you can't really bring the vision to life.
Now, one question that gets asked quite a bit because people don't quite understand the whole process. You don't get HDR in cinemas apart from Dolby Cinema. So when they put together the digital cinema package that goes out to theaters and so on, do they then have to regrade the film for the HDR home release?
So what we find is that Dolby Vision is the format that people want to produce their movie in. So that's the place where they now grade to get the best looking picture. And then from that, you're able to make any other pictures that you need. So if it's going to a cinema that doesn't have that capability, you could produce out of that. If it's going to the home, then you would go and work on it from that Dolby Cinema to then take it into the home. So the Dolby Vision is often the premium experience that then the other things are derived from.
Now, lots of companies, not just Panasonic, are using the whole director's intent, creator's intent as a marketing message. Now, is it just solely a marketing message or is there some substance behind it?
I think for anything to work as a marketing message, there has to be substance behind it. I think people are smart. I think people can see the difference between a story and something that's real and is actually in front of them. And the wonderful thing about imaging and video is you can see it with your own eyes. You can go and look at televisions and you can see this one clearly looks better. And then you can go and compare them. And so I think there has to be real substance. I think there is real substance behind that story.
So if consumers are watching this video either on YouTube or on AV forums and they're asking themselves, well, when I got my TV, I flicked through the channels, flicked through the presets, and I prefer dynamic with the smoothing switched on. What's your message to them?
Look, I I think people want choice, and I think that's completely fine. Everybody's viewing environment can be a little different. Sometimes it's a bright day and the curtains are open, the sunlight's shining on the screen. Might be late at night, the lights are down and you're watching a movie, and those are very different experiences. In the same way, your audio system, you might put it up big and loud when all your friends are around. Maybe turn it down a little bit when the children are asleep upstairs. And so we recognize that those are some practical things. What we think is important is when somebody goes to the effort to take a creative decision and make something that they put their creative work into, that you at home can go, I know what that should be. And so you know where that is. And you can put your television, your system into a mode where you know that's what you're going to get. From there, sure, there may be reasons for you to change what you're doing, but at least you know what that starting point is. And I think that's really important.
Do you think there's maybe a lack of education for the consumer? Because obviously AV Forums, our ethos for the past couple of decades has been, get as the creator intended, calibrate your TV, get it set up properly. But the one thing that keeps coming back to us is, well, I switched it into cinema mode or Dolby Vision mode or whatever, and it looks dull, it looks insipid, it looks undersaturated when compared to vivid mode and so on. So do you think there's still a step to take when it comes to educating the end user?
I think education is important, I really do, and I think you have to help people understand how to see what they're seeing and hear what they're hearing. But I also think the industry, and I think that's something that Dolby plays a role in too, has to make this easier for people. Our mission in life is to make great entertainment experiences for everybody. And we don't think that means you have to be an expert to get a great experience. You might be a novice, but you still deserve a great experience. And so I think we have to, as an industry, make this simpler and easier for people to get right and to understand the differences, understand what that button really means when I push it in words that are easy to understand and easy to see or easy to hear.
And 2019, we're at the start of the year. Where do you think things are going to go for Dolby with Vision and Atmos?
We're excited by the momentum we have. We'd love to see more content. We'd love to see more people experiencing Dolby Vision, Dolby Atmos, more soundbars, home theater systems, TVs, mobile phones. We would love people to get that experience all the time. It's the best experience you can get.
And one of the surprising areas for me, being a movie fan, is over the air and services like Netflix and Amazon, and they're creating TV series and so on that are actually have real cinematic value.
The world of episodic television is as good now as it's ever been. I mean, great stories, great storytellers, amazing production, and I don't just mean that in terms of Dolby technology, although it's great to see. Just the costumes and the script writing and the acting and the whole thing, as you say, it's almost cinematic in its production. And I think the consumer is the ultimate benefit of that. I mean, you just get to see wonderful things.
Well, thank you very much for your time, John, and all the best for the new year.
Absolutely, my pleasure. Thank you so much.